to the Frank Beckmann Show on News Talk 760 WJR.
Well, if there's anyone who can appreciate what the students here at Northwood do every year with their auto show, it's the men who put on the best auto show in the world, the North American International Auto Show. The executive director of the Detroit Auto Dealers Association, Rod Alberts, is here. Are you here to learn or advise?
You know, after hearing Joshua, I think he's after my job. The guy's pretty good. No, they do a wonderful job here, and they've been doing it for, 48 years, I hear?
Yeah, isn't it great?
And to put 500 cars here, it's as big as our show in some aspects. So a credit to them, and I think it's a great learning experience for the kids and Joshua and the gang.
And they've got to set it up themselves, you know. I mean, there's more responsibility for them than a lot of college kids will ever have to endure, you know.
You know, it parallels everything we do. They have to contact the manufacturer, the dealer, and from a PR side, there's no end to what they're doing to make this thing a success. And, you know, I got to tell you, I'm very, very impressed with what they do.
Bob Shuman's here as well. He is the incoming DADA president next month. He will succeed Jim Siebert, who then moves on to vice chair for the auto show. And it'll only be a couple of years until the president of Shuman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Walled Lake is called out of the office every day to worry about the auto show, which will be his own in, 2014, you were saying?
That's mine, 2014.
Yeah. You looking forward to it already?
Very much. You know, I'm doing the travel now, so we go to all the international shows all over the world. We'll go to L.A. too, and it's fascinating to see how it all comes together and see the behind the scenes and talking with all the different manufacturers and the different cultures. Very interesting.
I want to talk about this and then get back to cars, but you have sort of a dual rooting interest on college football Saturdays because you went to both Michigan State and Michigan. So who do you root for?
Well, it's interesting. I have degrees from both schools, so I know which is better, having if it's
I want to see him get out of this one.
Yeah, well, he's stuck now.
I'm a Spartan.
All right, so you're a Spartan.
But I root for Michigan, too, because my son's in the band.
Yeah, and interesting, he's a freshman there, and he's in the band, on the marching. He's on the field in the marching band?
Yep, he was in. He did it all through high school. Walled Lake Central, our high school was the state champions last year in the band, so I'm proud of that. He was drum major. So now he's up at Michigan, and we kind of got him to do it, and he absolutely loves it. In fact, he just told us he tried out for the hockey band. Now he's in the hockey band. My mom, his mother was, he doesn't have time for hockey band. I said, hey, he's a freshman in Michigan. Let him do what he wants to do. But he's, he was he made it out to the pregame because, you have to challenge to get on the field. Not everybody in the band gets on at halftime, which is.
So that's not every band member that we see on the field.
They sit in the student section with the band, but not all of them get to halftime. So he made it for the last couple of games. So we had to find some tickets and get up there to watch him. And
that's a big deal. He's walking on the field.
He's going to be on the field again this week. So wow. I'm going to head up tomorrow. I can't. I've got to work tomorrow, but I'm going to head up and watch the band starts their practice at 6:30 in the morning. I'm going to be there. Hopefully he's not listening right now. I want to surprise him.
There you go. There was some surprise.
Right.
All of his friends are calling him. He's getting texts right now, Bob. But I mean, it's a big deal for them to be on the field. So it's almost like they redshirt band members too, isn't it?
Right. And he'll make it one week and then not the next week. And then when you make it and you're in the tunnel for the big pregame, right? You know what I'm talking about. Your first time, they whack you on the head and call you a tunnel virgin, I believe. So he's past that milestone in his life.
Well, good for him. And now somebody will probably try to challenge him and try to get his spot.
Right.
That's a challenge every day. It's just like business, though.
It is. Every day.
Yeah, every day you get that.
That's right.
And, you just want to stay on the field yourself. Hey, I just saw a story about the Texas. I guess they have an auto show in Texas right now, Rod. Is that right?
Yeah, probably the State Fair. Is that the one?
State Fair, that's what it is. And they incorporate cars into that as well, huh?
It's the only show of its kind in the country. The State Fair in Texas, you can imagine everything they have with the bulls and all the things going on with 4-H, whatever it is. But they have cars and trucks in there, too, and basically trucks more so. But their show is renowned throughout the U.S. It's almost like, it doesn't rival us yet, don't get me wrong. We're not worried about it at the North American Auto Show, but from a standpoint of counting in the game of, manufacturers are down there in a big way.
Well, they've introduced a bunch of new trucks, and Chrysler made a big splash there, Bob.
With the big Ram box, making it bigger, adding it. Yeah, that is the thing for trucks. You can be best in show and truck down there. They'll advertise that the rest of the year because Texas is a huge pickup truck market. And our Ram truck fits right in there real well.
So I'm not sure they can do those electric cars down there that much either. They pull too much, you got to have a little bit of both.
Well, I don't know. With the way they're producing biofuels now, they've got a lot of materials they can use to create fuel for automobiles.
Yeah, no question about it. A little bit more power is all you need, right?
Yeah, and they can create that out of a lot of different materials, if you get my drift.
Oh, absolutely. So. Yeah. And they got it right there at the state fair too.
Exactly right. Now you're catching up.
Okay, I'm a little slow at that.
It's early in the morning.
Yeah, I know.
But trucks have bounced back, haven't they? I mean, for a while there, when gasoline prices went up, we saw truck sales slide a little. Trucks and SUVs, they've come right back to lead the market again.
They've come right back, and again, manufacturers, we respond, and they've responded by increasing the gas mileage and lighter materials and making the trucks more efficient. The engines and transmissions have changed tremendously in the last 5-6 years. So now the trucks make more sense for people.
Yeah. Electric vehicles, people are still buzzing about those. In the media, in government circles, they're buzzing. We still have to wait to see how much the public is buzzing over it. We don't know yet. They might not. I mean, we've seen other wonderful inventions, and I think it's great technology. Don't get me wrong. I think the engineering on those is fantastic. I just don't know if the public's ever going to really go full throttle after them.
I'm not sure these vehicles are ready yet, especially in a place here like Michigan where we have the cold weather and you can only go 40 miles on a charge. Now, the hybrid where you've got gas and electric, that makes more sense perhaps for a state like ours. Mm-hmm. It's one thing to be in a downtown Manhattan and be able to go 40 miles. Okay, but it doesn't. I don't think it works for us.
The youngsters here, what would your message be, both of you, to the youngsters here as they take on events like this, whether they're going to go into the auto industry or some related field, whether it's finance, marketing, etc.? What kind of advice do you give them?
That's a good question. I think what I like about Northwood, just for a moment in that regard, is that they teach. They're very business oriented. They teach focus. They teach competition. That you got to give it your best and your all. And because when you leave college, it's not just about the grades are important, but you got to have that desire and the passion to get it done. And I think that's one thing that it has to be instilled, and you have to learn it early on. Some of that comes naturally, but it's important for a kid or a child as they're going through school, and especially in college, right before they step out into the real world, and it's a jungle. So you got to be ready for it, and I think you don't want to come out as a patsy. You got to come in strong, and going through what they're going through here today, this is hands-on. Northwood does it right, and I think a lot of other colleges can learn a lot from them.
Yeah. Bob, I was talking to some students here this morning, and you're always asking them, what are you studying and what do you want to go into? And a number of them said, I just know I want to run my own business. I want to tie it into whether it's dance, something I love, but I want to run my own business. And I told one of them, I said, whatever you do, just make sure it is something you absolutely love. That's just so key that you can. Once you know that you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to create something, but do what you love.
Do what you love. That's what I tell my kids all the time. But then you have to be ready when the opportunity comes by. Maybe you have to try it and find out if you love it. But you've got to just be out there and be aggressive all the time.
That may change too over time. What you love to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, actually, Bob's a good example of that. Now you think about how the extremes of this, but he's an attorney and he practiced for 10 years, and then became a car dealer. That shows you that. You kind of went another direction.
And I loved it both. I mean, I love practicing law. I still do a little bit, and I absolutely loved it. I think it's a great profession, but I love being a car dealer. It's not work for me. I get up early and go in. I still mow the lawn, whatever it takes.
How do you? Just out of curiosity, how do you practice law on the side?
We're a car dealership, so every once in a while someone might say, well, I'm going to talk to my attorney, and we say, well, hey.
Let's get
Shuman out
here. He owns the place.
You want to talk to an attorney? Here you go. That doesn't happen very often.
But it does. Kidding. I mean, it does help you understand the relation between law, contracts, et cetera, et
exactly.
cetera.
There's a lot of contracts to review. There's dealings with the manufacturers to review. There's all kinds of things to review. And I try to teach my people, after you sign it, it's too late. Let me look at it before you sign it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's great to have you both up here to both advise the young people here and to inspire them because they look at what you do in Detroit. they come down there, they work with you, they learn from you, and they put a lot of that into practice here. So in some ways, you're their professors too. You know that, you guys?
You know, we learn both ways, though. Just being up here and watching the kids, and gets that young, inspired feeling that they have. And I tell you, it's a great place to be right now to see what they're doing.
And it was good of Rod to volunteer to go wipe down some of the cars from the rain, wasn't it, Bob?
He's a good guy. He really is.
Bob asked me to mow his grass now, too. He said he didn't want to do it when we got it back.
Well, he's the president.
Yeah, that's right. At the dealership. Right?
Yeah.
I think we may get one of these kids and challenge Rod for his job next year.
Bob.
Get a little Michigan band action going on here.
Well, Joshua, like I said, he sounded pretty good, and you talk about I think a kid that really has it going on. He's going to be a great find for somebody wherever he lands.
Yeah. A lot of these kids have got it going on, don't they?
They do.
It's great, and it's. If you are anywhere in mid-Michigan or can make it up here, it's a short drive from Detroit. Come up this weekend, check out their outdoor auto show, and just meet some of the students who put it on. And I promise you, we keep playing that cut from the president this week. It just ticked me off so much to hear him say we've become soft and lost our competitive edge. And I just go, no, we have not. And you just come up here and you'll see that.
Absolutely.
So great to see you. Thanks. Bob Shuman, Rod Alberts.
Thanks, Frank.
Here on the Frank Beckmann Show. Let's take a quick break.